What's up, travelers? You have found the podcast that is here to explore the world. We are 5 travel experts, hooked on our trade, and ready to share our tales from around the world. You're listening to the Where We Roam podcast. Without further ado, let's roam. Hello, roamers, and welcome to this week's episode of the Where We Roam podcast. My name is John, and you are getting a very special treat today. A midsummer episode recorded with 1, 2, and 3 of your favorite podcasters.
As how it's gonna be a little
we
bit.
have tried so hard to get more than 2 people that could align at the same time.
Yes.
So today we have Corinne, Sean, and myself.
How many people traveled this past weekend?
I was gone. I was at Disney World. Corinne
I was
in the crib.
travel.
Were you in Jamaica?
Yeah, I was in Jamaica.
And then you were
Dana was
moving.
out. Dana was out. Who knows where Megan's at? I mean, she's all over the place, I think.
Yeah. So
She's
is
had
Dana.
multiple trips and things lined up too.
Mhm.
And Dana's
Yeah.
like trip to trip to trip. She was like,
Right.
she was at Disney and didn't even say hi to me when she was there. Can you believe that? I'm
She went to
deeply
go ride
offended.
Tiana's. Yeah.
She did
Yeah,
get to ride
she went and rode
Tiana, so we're
Tiana's.
gonna
To
when
be
we
fair,
finally catch
Tiana's
up
was
with
down
Dana.
all day, so she had to be at the park waiting until they called her boarding group whenever it
Yeah.
opened up briefly, and then you got to get on before the ride closes, and Tiana
Shuts
freezes
down
at
again.
the end.
John got
Have you guys seen
the
those
high bye via
videos?
text.
She looks like
have.
she's frozen and scared, like she saw a ghost.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm going to try to
Who's
ride
that?
it on Sunday. This
Tiana
week,
and
so-
animatronic. Are you? Oh, it's supposed to be open then to the public, right?
Yeah, it is. It opens on the 28th. and I'll
28th.
be
No,
there
I
on
don't
the
know that it's
30th.
gonna. I think
Fingers
it'll be
crossed, man.
open
Yeah.
in air quotes.
Yeah.
That
Same
thing
way
was
the
not
Rise
running
of the
when we were there.
Resistance is open.
Yeah.
and it's been open for
but
years.
shut down.
Yeah.
When I was, I mean, yeah, it's exactly it. I think it's gonna be down more than it's up for that's why it's on virtual queue. Not
Mhm.
because they don't know how to run the ride otherwise. It's just those animatronics. They're so
Yeah.
advanced and they're so new. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, it's good to see
Anywho.
both of you.
Yeah.
It's good to
I mean,
see you.
we're here,
It's good to
right?
see
I
you.
mean, you know. So
We made it.
anywho, we
And we
I keep saying
prioritized here.
what's that?
We prioritized, making this
Yeah,
podcast happen. Unlike
figure
our
what's
2
important to us.
compadres.
No, that's not true. That's not fair. Everybody was busy. So here's what we're going to do. Today we're doing a show. I just got back from Disney and we're going to do a little bit of a chat about some underrated restaurants at Walt Disney World. And we're going to do so basically I came back from this trip with my wife, my kids, my brother, his wife, and their kids. They've never done Disney before. And we're going to try to do a show because his wife is a skeptic. So I'd love to do like a skeptic's ultimate Disney trip because she's never wanted to do Disney. And I think we kind of hit the ball out of the park on the trip.
Good.
But we came back and it's we didn't have any of those top, or we didn't at least use any of those top reservations. We had Topolino's, but on Mati's birthday, but he's I don't want to do character dining on my birthday. So we canceled those. But that being said, we did have some
He's getting
excellent
tooled for the
food.
character dining. Is he getting
Well,
tooled for the character dining?
He's 8, and I think he
He's
wanted to lay
he's
by the pool with his
An
iPad.
8-year-old boy.
Literally what he said to me.
Oh,
So,
Matty.
Yeah. So
Don't do
anyway,
it, man. Stay young.
it was fine. Well, I mean, we
Being
were
grown up. It's overrated.
we had pool time all day that day. It was a lot of fun. And we also, and to be fair, for lunch, we ended up at Beaches and Cream. So we did do a
Okay.
little
Okay.
bit of the hard to get dining, but a lot of the dining was just unexpectedly awesome. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of my experiences from this trip, but also some of y'all's favorite underrated restaurants at Walt Disney World, and maybe what they are solid alternatives to if you couldn't get a reservation somewhere else.
Yeah.
So let's just get started. I'm gonna say, start with my first one is Le Chefs de France. Sean, I know that you've been to this place before, and you really like this restaurant.
Well, it's not a hard reservation to get usually.
It's not.
You can get this probably. I'm taking a guess here. I've never really tried, but 5 days prior, you could probably
You maybe
find an
get it
opening
same
at
day
some
now
point.
with people
With the
canceling within 2
cancellation,
hours.
yeah.
So it never disappoints. Yeah, I think it's good bang for the buck on the dining plan, which I think that's maybe something we want to chat through. Is what additionally is bang for the buck on a dining plan.
This is a
But I
one
think-
table
I
service
think-
credit.
Right. Anything. Yeah. as long as the food holds up and it's good portions. Talking
so much food.
Tons of food.
Yeah.
Go
Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, appetizers aren't included, but if you throw a random appetizer in with your meal, a shareable app, cheese board, charcuterie board, on top of whatever else you're getting, if you've got a large party like you did, John, that's a phenomenal way to enhance your meal with a slight extra cost.
So what we did, because we're not on the dining plan, what we did is you can do the prefix meal, what they call the menu français, and you get one appetizer, a choice of a selected entree. We went with the boeuf bourguignon. The beef bourguignon.
Okay.
I love saying that word. It was delicious. And our waitress, who of course was from France, was like, you need to swap out whatever the side dish was with the mashed potatoes. And the girl was dead on. It was amazing. So we did that, and then we got the creme brulee. Then it also comes with a glass of like the house wine. All right.
Oh, good.
So I got that. That was $65. What's that?
I'm assuming that prefix option wouldn't qualify for the dining
I don't know.
Just because of that appetizer?
Because it includes the appetizer and the dessert. Maybe not.
Well, the dessert.
So anyway.
Yeah, the dessert would qualify. So it's just the appetizer.
Right, but the appetizer
sounds like would be the...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe the kicker there. So anyway, we got that. And then Steph got just like a main. Right. And then we split the appetizer and the dessert because it was just so much food. So like we went in with a strategy. And honestly, the meal when we did it this way was less. And because the kids' meals were so reasonably priced, it was less for us to eat here than it would have been for us to go over to what's the Wiener Schnitzel place? The
Beer Garden?
Beer Garden. The Beer Garden is a buffet. And so this was a much better value, much better food than the Beer Garden would have been. Also, like you said, it's a good thing for your butt.
A good dining plan option there due to it being a buffet, but it's a good buffet. But I wouldn't go there without the dining plan. The food is going to be way
better at Les Chefs. No, I think Les Chefs de France is the play there. I would say this is a good alt. We're going to talk about alts, like what we think like this would be a good alternative for if you can't get a dining reservation somewhere else. Monsieur Paul, which is the 2 table service credit restaurant in France, or Le Cellier, which is also 2 table service credits. Correct?
That's in Canada.
Yeah. And that one,
I think the Cellier is.
Yeah. And I just felt like this was a good sit down, slow paced, get air conditioning. Steffi described it as slow, but like European paced, like just enjoy your meal.
Yep.
The only downside, and we needed it because we were on our feet all day that day, but like it does take some time out of your
park day.
Yeah. So we didn't get
Epcot, that's not the worst thing.
No, Epcot was as we talked about this, like it was the day after Test Track had closed. Spaceship Earth didn't open at all that day, and the Land Pavilion was down all morning because a belligerent guest got in a fight with somebody and then pulled a fire alarm. So the whole pavilion, the Land Pavilion, was closed. Spaceship Earth was closed, and Test Track. So like Figment had 80-minute waits at one point.
No.
So, and we're just like, we can't do this today.
That's
like
a bad
this is
day.
So we cut out for a little bit, went swimming, went back to our room.
Well, that sounds easy, right? Where were you at?
Yeah. We were at Yacht Club, so it worked. Yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah. So, but it was just a little, so we didn't get to do as much in Epcot as I probably would have wanted to, on the trip. But even all that being said, it was a solid hour and a half that I felt like was worth it in the restaurant.
Good.
Yeah.
So
and 90 minutes in most other restaurants, you'd be like, oh, okay, we're really killing some time here.
Yeah, but this was good. I was the day we needed the downtime.
Most other places, but I do think you can get away with that in Epcot a little bit more easily,
especially when half the rides are closed. So it worked out well.
Yeah, right.
We had the best park strategy that day too. Anyway, all right. The next one up is going to be Sean's. I'm going to say the name. It is Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge. This is, I wouldn't say completely underrated, but it is off the beaten path, and I feel like that it's going to take some effort to get there. And why do you like this restaurant?
Yeah, so I added this in there mainly because it's not necessarily underrated, but it is. You have to commit to going to this restaurant. It is in Kidani Village in Animal Kingdom Lodge. We stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge this past trip in March, and
were you at Kidani, or were you at Jumbo?
We were at Jumbo.
So it's a
it's
hike
maybe
to get there even from Jumbo, though.
10-minute walk, probably.
Yeah.
So even from Jumbo, you still have to walk to get there. But I tell you what, the Megan turned me on to this. That bread service is to die
Megan
for.
loves that bread service.
And then I had a tikka masala meal that was amazing. We went back a second time during that 6-night trip because it was that good. We were ducking out of Epcot early because of the heat for one day. We're like, hey, we can get a quick reservation here at Sanaa. I always
were you there in like April?
March? We were there spring break, March.
Yeah, the heat wasn't that bad that week.
I understand. I understand that. I'm just saying.
It was the surface of the sun, and then one day, our Magic Kingdom day, it rained the whole day.
Yeah.
So
it is not a hard reservation to get. We got it pretty much the same day, which was great.
Yeah.
They do have a lounge there as well. The service was great. The food was amazing, and it's a single credit.
Yeah.
So we doubled back there, and my mother-in-law who lives in DC is like, if this was an option in DC, I would go every week. It is that good of food. We had it.
Wow.
I don't know if it was just an outlier. We had a great 2 experiences, but if they held up like that every single time, shoot, this is amazing. Anyway, that's mine.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Sanaa.
All right. Sanaa. You said and that's a good alt for Jico, I think. Although Jico's 2 table service credits, but it's another one that if you want to get that like Animal Kingdom
vibe, that flair. I mean, you've got
with great food,
the savanna right outside the window as well. So you actually see it's a good overall experience as well, not just the food.
Right. Okay. All right, Corinne, why don't you mention one of yours?
Well, mine is my go-to from my favorite restaurant, I think, on property is Artist Point at Wilderness Lodge. I did this a couple of years ago, and I think it's such a unique experience. You don't see those characters like anywhere else. You have Snow White, you have Grumpy and Dopey, and then the Evil Queen. And I think it's so great. It's such a fun experience. Hands down, I would go for this restaurant rather than being in Magic Kingdom and going to Be Our Guest or going to even Cinderella's Royal Table. I think it's a way better experience. I think it's a nice little boat ride. It's a good break from the parks.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought the food was great too.
I love that you brought this one up and you compared it to Be Our Guest because our Be Our Guest experience this past trip,
I don't think anybody has great Be Our Guest experiences. I don't know why anybody goes.
It truly killed me, and I think it killed Be Our Guest for me for the long distant future. The character interaction,
there is
no
none.
part.
It's almost non-existent.
He walks through the room. Yeah. That's all it is.
He waves at you as he walks by, and we had this character experience 2 times in 15 minutes because they were doing a shift change, and even then it was stupid. But then the quality of food for, again, 2 credits. Artist Point 2, I think it is.
Artist Point is 2. Yeah, it's signature.
But I would really keep that in the running compared to Be Our Guest and maybe even Cinderella's Royal Table. Granted, that at least has character interaction.
Cinderella's has a lot of princesses though. That's like one positive thing with Cinderella's Royal Table is you're getting Cinderella, obviously, Jasmine. Who else is over there? Jasmine.
It's quite a few. I think they alternate.
It's like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tiana, there?
What would you?
I don't think so.
No, she's downstairs.
What would you say on the food quality of Artist Point?
I mean, I loved it. Now, I am not one to be a super picky eater. Like, my palate is probably not as sophisticated as most people. I'm like, yeah, this is great, and it's like the worst, food quality. But so it doesn't take a lot to impress me, I would say. But I thought it was really good. I'm a hungry gal, and I loved the way that they, everything was themed. The way that they brought it out, and they started like telling you a story. The food kind of like went along with the story of the evening. So I loved it.
That's good.
It's my fave.
Very cool. I'll move on to another one from our trip, and this one is controversial because there are
Hit
people
us.
who hate this restaurant. I like this restaurant. I thought it was good. Sean's going to say he doesn't like it, but I really liked Kona Cafe.
I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. I
Yeah.
even offered up. I might have misordered. I might have ordered something outside
What
of
did
my
you order?
realm. I don't even remember. I think it might have been a poke bowl, which I know you love.
I had the poke bowl there, and it was beautifully presented. The tuna was fresh. It was really, really good. My kids got stuff off the kids menu. I think at that. No, Matthias ordered some sushi. Jack got something off the kids menu because he's just wanting something, straightforward like a burger or something. And then I
Mhm.
think
Poke bowls are
Steph
just too
got.
hard to. If you're gonna use the chopsticks, it's a hard to handle. I'm good with chopsticks, but give me something that
Are you
sticks
though?
together. Bro, I
The
lived
rice
in
I thought
Japan
was
for 3
appropriately
years.
sticky.
Yeah, I'm
I
good with
know.
chopsticks. I can go.
I like the sound effect. Anyway, I
So,
thought the food was really good. Oh, the drinks midday. We escaped out of Magic Kingdom during it was raining. Like, okay, I just got to preface this. It's just not going your way in Magic Kingdom is the moment you finally put the parka on or what is it called? The poncho on.
poncho. Yeah.
It stops raining. So then you're walking
And then
around where it's not raining in your poncho. You're like, well, fine, I'll put it away. You're sweating underneath there like a hot box, right? Like a sauna. And you're there and you're
Sanaa?
cooking. You take it off. And then immediately downpours, like immediately. And then
Yeah.
the weather app is like no rain for the next 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Boom,
And
dropped on us.
so you've mixed some of that precipitation with the sweat. So
Yes,
even underneath the
cooking,
poncho
baby.
is
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
is wet
So
as well.
we needed the escape. We got on the monorail and went to Kona, and of course it stops raining the moment we get on the monorail, and it's
Of
just
course.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So it was nice. We went and we had lunch there. The drinks, we each got a cocktail. My brother ordered the back scratcher. So I think it's the same as the Tambu Tambu Lounge over there. That's upstairs, next
Okay.
between, over by
Ohana.
upstairs at the Polynesian.
But it's
And it came
right.
with an actual back scratcher, which I thought was so funny. Yeah.
To keep?
To keep. Well, Thomas
Okay.
says, I hope they don't reuse them. And I'm like,
That's what I was
Ew.
thinking immediately.
Yeah, no. So he had the back scratcher. He took it with him. And then my nephew was carrying it. We got back on the monorail and he goes, you ordered the back scratcher to my 6-year-old nephew. It was really funny. And people were so really great. They knew we were in a hurry because as we're sitting there, of course, our boarding group for Tron gets called, so we have to haul back to get to the park. They were really good at getting us out on time, and they were.
Did you line this up on the
great.
fly, or did you have a resin place ahead of time?
I did it at 1:00 and ahead of time, so we had
same
a nice
day.
midday break. No.
Okay.
I did it a week or two out.
Oh, okay.
Lined up a midday lunch. Normally we escape over there to do Captain Cook's, but I wanted to do something a little bit more relaxed.
Elevated.
Captain Cook's,
Yeah.
is fine. It's great, but it's not
good
relaxing.
quick service.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
solid. I love the quick
real
service.
quick on the
It's one of
go.
my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we would have been stuck sitting outside in the rain if we had done that. So in hindsight, it was chef's kiss, perfect. And then, but no, it was good. The drinks were good. The food was good. I 100% would go back to Kona. It was a great break.
Can we say what that's a good alt for?
Great alt, I think, for Ohana. Ohana,
a harder res to get.
It's much harder to get. It's also going to be a lot longer of a meal. They're going to struggle to get you out quick, probably at Ohana. Although rumors have it that they've been rushing people. But
yeah, what do you think the downtime is if you're going from Magic Kingdom and you're adding Ohana for lunch?
2
hours.
What
do you think that down 2 hours
minimum?
Right.
Yeah.
You got your monorail ride over. You need to get there early. You need to give yourself that cushion time going there. So you're out of the park for, I would say, a solid 2 hours, which
at least I think.
And we made the most of our time. As we were leaving, we stopped and said hi to Mickey at Town Square, so that was fun. So it's not like we were not making use of our park time walking out that way too. So it worked out.
Hey, John, I was going to ask you this since you were there and in the app and all this. They added that new feature to the table service restaurants where it adds a wait
times. So
we didn't. Did you have any thoughts about that?
I did look at it.
Did you see it though?
And I did, for sure. Because I wanted to investigate that. What I will say, it's only a handful of restaurants that have wait times. Some will say there is no wait. So I think
oh, okay.
So where I was, it would be these 3 restaurants have a walk-up wait list.
And
that
you
you
can
can
do
join.
it right from the app, right? Like you
Yes,
can
it
join.
said
You
like
don't
you
have
can
to
join the
physically
wait
go to the
if you're
restaurant.
within a perimeter.
Oh, it's
Oh,
geotagged
okay.
So
or
like
whatever.
I
Yeah.
checked it when we were at the day before when we were at Steffi's aunt's in Tampa, and it would not
Yeah.
allow us to. It says you need to be within, walk closer.
Probably on.
And then when we were at our hotel, it only listed the ones that were within walking distance, essentially.
I actually
So it
kind
was
of
like
like that.
Epcot Resort restaurants, and then like the hotel
If
restaurants.
you're going to put that out there, like you want to have people who can make it there in time and not be
Right. There's
stealing
no
that
point in
reservation.
saying there's a 45-minute wait for, be our guest. And
if you're in Tampa.
well, not even that.
Or
if
even
you're
at the resort, they're in it.
at my
Yeah.
The
resort,
you're
yacht club,
you're hard time getting there.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
it seems
though.
like I
That's
didn't use
good.
it this time, but it seems like it's convenient. At least you can see wait times now.
Yeah.
But
it's
not
nice to know
everywhere
that
had
it's
a
there.
published wait time.
Okay. Good to know.
Let's do one that we've both been to here. I think this will be good. Or that Corinne and I have been to. I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say this might be one of my new favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World. Maybe one of my favorite in-park restaurants, and that says a lot because I really have some really, I think, good favorites. But Woody's Roundup Rodeo. Was that what it is? Roundup Rodeo Barbecue?
Barbecue.
Always
yeah.
these long names.
Yeah. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Roundup Rodeo. Is it Woody's or just Roundup Rodeo
think
Barbecue?
It's Woody's. I
So
think
just
it's just
Roundup
Rodeo
Rodeo.
Barbecue.
Because the TV shows Woody's Roundup Rodeo. Yeah. It was so good. And like we were super nervous. We were not going to be hungry because like we had a slightly later lunch, at another sleeper restaurant. For quick service, we took the Skyliner midday break from Hollywood Studios back to Yacht Club, but we stopped at Riviera and got Primo Piatto.
Nice.
Don't sleep on that
So
place.
good.
That is a great place to get a midday break from the parks.
Good.
From either at the back of Epcot or
Mhm.
from Hollywood Studios. Great place to get some air conditioning and lunch.
Yeah.
I had the salad, the tuna salad, like the salad with the tuna. And then we went a second time and I had the sandwich, the chicken sandwich. Anyway,
Nice.
back to Woody's Roundup. Right before we went, we rode Stupid Star Tours. All the adults were like, oh, gosh.
That's a
Feeling
skip for me.
Yeah, we're like, why are we doing this? Well, I wanted to see the Ahsoka thing, and we did not get any of the Ahsoka scenes. We got the scenes from like 1987. I'm not even kidding.
That's better than whenever the mid versions came out.
Yeah, it was. No, we also had pod racing. We did pod racing.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And then the rest were all from like old school Star Wars, which was fine.
Yeah.
We all felt sick. And we're like, and we still had on our way, we had a Genie Plus to ride alien swirling saucers, and we all felt like alien swirling saucers at that time. So we got on that, and that's not bad. That doesn't spin you as much as like whip you around. So
Right.
And then by the time we got over there, stomachs were feeling a little bit better, and we ordered some drinks. And I think I don't forget the name of the drink that I had. The cocktails were delicious. The food, okay. The appetizers they bring out, they've got this like tomato, like, first of all, it's the surface of the sun outside, and you come inside and it's air conditioned, and there's all of these like decorations everywhere. It's like you're in this little box almost that like Andy set up for the toys to play in, and they're doing these audio shows and lighting shows come on, and they do the thing where you have to like pretend like Andy's coming, and everybody like freezes and pretends that they're toys. It was so fun. But the very first thing, they bring out these two salads. One is like a tomato and onion, like balsamic salad. And then they bring out watermelon with like shredded mint on top,
I think my kids ate their weight in watermelon when we went.
We were blown away. We were so hot, and we're like, we're filling up on the watermelon. But we're like, we don't care. It's just so good.
It's hydration.
And it is family. It is a family service. How do you say it? Family served
style.
meal
Family
or
style?
family style? That's the word.
Yeah.
And so they bring out a bunch of everything, but the drinks are included. Your meals are included. I mean, I like the food is like your appetizers, mains, and dessert are all included. And they bring out as much as you want of anything. And I will say this: we did not have to ask for anything.
So it's family style, but kind of a prefix. Like there's certain.
They bring out everything.
They bring out everything unless you're vegan or vegetarian, and then they have special things to bring out. And they brought, or if you have allergies, they need to, All of our stuff was still done on the allergy line because my nephew has a peanut butter allergy or peanut allergy, like very bad. But even though there was no peanuts in the whole restaurant, they still put it through that allergy line.
They're really good on the allergy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal. And when they came out, like there's 8 of us, so they brought out like 2 different platters each time, and it was like so good. There was barbecue chicken, there was ribs, there was like brisket. The brisket was surprisingly good. The sausage was delicious. And we did get a thing of because Matthias wanted bratwurst, and he ordered the bratwurst and then brought out a whole thing of the vegetarian platter. And because we didn't realize that the bratwurst was vegetarian and they were going to bring us everything, and it was gross. We did not like the fake barbecue, fake bratwurst.
What were the ages of the kids in your group?
In your family,
Matthew turned 8. Yeah,
11, 9, 8, and 6. Unless he was riding a ride, and then he was 7, so we could ride with his cousins. He's 6.5. So like when he was on Alien Swirling Saucers, he was 7.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So only one of those.
I do not recommend breaking rules at Disney World. Sorry, he did not wear lips for anything. I'll say that.
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
Well, I'm
7, 8, 9, and 11.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that restaurant because, like I said earlier, I'm not one to have like a very sophisticated palate. I'm easy to please when it comes to food, but I love that restaurant. I've been there twice, and I'm so happy that you enjoyed it too.
It's so well done. I mean, maybe some people have bad experiences, like the meat's dry or something. Our meat was not dry. The ribs were good. The brisket was delicious. I thought the sauces were. I thought the sweet sauce was okay. You could have bought it at the grocery store, but I thought the classic sauce and the spicy sauce were really, really good and had complex flavor, like some complexity to them. And we live here in Atlanta where there are really, really, really good barbecue places. And I wouldn't compare this to the best barbecue I've been to, but for theme park barbecue food, it is like so good. Better than Flame Tree.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we all like Flame Tree.
This is also the one restaurant where I have had a drink with whiskey in it.
Yeah, the peanut butter whiskey.
Yes.
Screwball.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I had it's called the Grown Up PB&J.
Yeah.
That was good.
That good? They sell one of those in Tune In Lounge in Hollywood Studios as well.
They do, yeah.
Swing by. It is very good.
It's very good?
Well, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
What do you think this is a good alternative for?
Almost any other.
I have my answer.
Almost anything else in Hollywood
Anything
Studios.
else in Hollywood Studios.
Except Brown Derby. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Any other sit-down restaurant besides Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios.
I think if you're
better than Sci-Fi.
Hate on the dining.
Way better than Sci-Fi. You could compare it to Sci-Fi as far as like it's themed. The atmosphere is very themed. There's like a little show-ish happening. I thought the food was so good. I got the whiskey lemonade, by the way. The Winian whiskey lemonade. It was delicious.
I would my mind kind of goes to Hollywood and Vine.
Me too.
I just don't. I mean,
that's
so far better
over there. But this is just it to me. Even though there's no Toy Story characters walking around, I feel like it's so immersive.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so good. And the food is legit good. I won't say it's like gourmet. We're not pretending that this is going to compete with. Yeah, but for theme park food, barbecue food, it is very well done. I did not leave hungry, and I wanted to eat more, but I had to stop myself because then I also remember we talked about this. Is like they do mention they compost it, which did not completely make me feel better. I felt so bad. There was so much food waste. It is the only downside to the way they serve this food, the family style. So anyway, all right, let's go through 2 really quickly, and then we'll end with the lounge one. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Because Grand Flow Cafe. So Sean wrote, this is a Kona Cafe alt.
Just because it's so easy to get in very close proximity. If you're having a hard time, if for whatever reason you can't get into Kona or Ohana, Grand Flow is a monorail stop away.
Yeah, I think Grand Flow Cafe is great. I would not go out of my way necessarily to go to Grand Flow Cafe.
No, don't leave the park
That's what I'm
Grand Flow
saying. I
Cafe,
would
but
leave
I'm
the
not even
park
sure
for a
you
midday break at Kona.
really.
I did.
Okay, I
I
know you
needed a break
did, but it
from
was
the
also
rain,
raining.
but we had it
Like you were
scheduled
looking
before it was
for
raining.
you're looking for a reason to duck out.
Well, it was also
Um,
marathon day. We weren't planning on going back to our hotel at all, and we were rope dropping to deluxe hours, so we needed
right.
time out of
Yeah.
the park.
Okay. Yeah.
We ended up going back for like a 2-hour break midday, which is
Yeah.
a whole nother story for another day.
I just think Grand Flow Cafe isn't a restaurant where you walk into and you regret it when you leave. I think
I think
the
that's fair.
dining experience and the proximity to Magic Kingdom and the amount of time you're going to be there, I think is a good option.
And
So,
I'm a little
Sleepa.
mad at them. They got rid of my lobster burger thing that they used to have, so
Okay.
they can bite me. All right, next one real quick. We'll run through this one. This is not a sleeper, but it is definitely a great alt. Is Tusker House.
Yeah.
People ask
An
me all the
alternative
time.
to Chef Mickey's.
Chef Mickey's.
You know, you want that Mickey experience on a meal. This is a really good option.
Right, and you got Donald and who else is here? Is it
Goofy
Minnie?
Goofy's
Goofy
there.
and Minnie.
Daisy.
Is
I
it
think there's
Daisy?
no Minnie.
No Minnie. That's what it is. Or Pluto.
So I have a breakfast reservation there on Sunday.
Like it.
I know. I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'm excited to go back. But a hot tip on this one: Animal Kingdom doesn't open until 9 a.m. Every park when I'm there on Sunday. Every single park, I have been checking those hours. Every single park opens at 9.
See,
I'm not staying on property. I'm over at Universal, so I don't get in the park early. But I made an 8:10 reservation for Tusker House.
You're not going to have fun at all on that trip.
Hey, I'm there for a day, but I'm trying to do all 4 parks within the day.
Yeah. Good luck.
But at least like with Tusker House,
sure
check it.
Okay.
Check it.
That seems so weird because it opened. The park
yesterday.
opened at 8, which meant early hours was 7.
Yeah,
freaking
I know.
30.
I
was
know.
up
I'm going
at
to check right now
6 in the morning that day.
I
It was
know.
the same situation for us, comparing it to what John was talking about. We got there for an 8 a.m. res, and the park was open. So
Magic Kingdom 9 a.m. Epcot 9 a.m. Disney's Hollywood Studios 9 a.m. Oh, they changed it.
What? Let's say what?
They did. It says Animal Kingdom 8 a.m. Oh, maybe I'm not going to Tusker House now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
it's
later.
Delicious.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay, anyways.
I still can't get over that. It's 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
I swear I just checked. I swear I did.
So anyway,
I swear.
So if you want better food with characters, you want Mickey, skip Chef Mickey's. Unless you're staying a contemporary, skip Chef Mickey's. And I personally like getting that last Tusker House reservation, breakfast reservation. So that way you can go ride a couple rides, enjoy your early morning, and then hit Tusker House for like a late breakfast, early lunch.
And I think Tusker House
and you
is
pay the breakfast price.
Easy with Animal Kingdom Park because you hate leaving the park at Magic Kingdom. Honestly, there's enough to see and do.
I don't. It's a long enough day. It's such a long day.
It's a 2-day park to me. I think there's enough in there if you're not burning it like
if
you
you're
guys
doing
did.
2 days, yeah. If you're doing 2 days,
doing a single day in
cut
Magic
out.
Kingdom, I don't like coming out of it. That's just me.
We did everything.
But you had extended evening hours as well.
Yeah.
You rope dropped into
early
part
entry.
in the paint all day long.
And I destroyed it. That's a story for another day. My son rode Tron 3 times.
That's amazing. That's
on his birthday. It was amazing. Anyway. All right. Last one. Cruise Cup Lounge. This is the ultimate sleeper, in my opinion.
This is
because when everybody thinks of Beach and Yacht Club and they think of a lounge, their booties are thinking about Ale and Compass Lounge. And you know why I know this? Because I think of Ale and Compass Lounge because I love Ale and Compass Lounge. But we just kept walking by our trip. Every time we'd walk over to, Stormalong Bay, we'd go right by, the Cruise Cup Lounge. And I'm like, I've heard people say this is underrated. I don't know. We ended up going out. The kids all went up to the room. They were watching a movie, I think Star Wars or something. And then we went, the 4 adults went downstairs and went to Cruise Cup Lounge and had some of the best freaking drinks I've ever had on Disney property. I had a maple old fashioned, which was not overly sweet despite the name. Steffi had this delicious drink called the Summer Solace, I think. Solace, I don't know, which was phenomenal. They were strong, but they were balanced and they were perfect.
I think what you're
Good.
describing right there is the perfect move. Send the kids up to the room,
Yeah.
give them especially at your kids' age, they need
I have
that
an 11-year-old. Yeah.
that
They can
downtime,
totally
that
hang out up there.
away time, especially a group of them, and then the adults
Yeah.
go down. This is Aaron
That's a good
and Julie
option.
have done this. I came in late. I think we lost a credit card somewhere, so we were kind of on the hunt for something. But anyway, it's a great meal and drink and dining experience. I agree with you.
It was, but I will say this. So they used to have and maybe they still do, but the menu I saw was not the old menu. They've definitely pared down the menu at Crew Cup Lounge. Like they used to be able to order like the prime rib from Yachtsman, because this is like the lounge that's attached to Yachtsman.
Yeah.
And so I did not see that on there. It was super limited menu, but the food we got, we were looking for light food. To be fair, we were also staying club level at Yacht Club. So Steph and I had already been snacking in the evening, before they transitioned from dinner to, desserts or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And anyway, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother day. This is such a good trip in case you couldn't tell. But we got a wedge salad, a shrimp cocktail, and then a Caesar salad. And it was just this delicious, well-made Caesar salad, well-made wedge salad, perfectly prepared chilled shrimp, and the best drinks.
Pairing salads with strong drinks.
Yeah, and I might have had a couple of glasses of wine upstairs in the lounge before we went to Cruise Cup Lounge, which maybe made Cruise Cup Lounge even better.
Yeah. I'll take what he's saying with a grain of salt.
But it was so good.
I'll bet it was.
I bet it was. Have you guys been?
No, I haven't been.
We all have done Alien Compass, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a
Yeah.
while ago, though.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's awesome.
But we had Parker House rolls other places while we were there. So anyway, so that's it. Do Cruise Cup Lounge. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Or get a drink at Ale and Compass and then walk over and get a drink at Cruise Cup Lounge. And the best part of this, and I forget his name. I took a picture. I think Dennis is his name, the server there. He comes around. He's first of all this dry, New England style guy, right? At least that's what he comes across.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a middle-aged guy. He comes over and is taking our order, and he's he gives us all these recommendations, and then he leaves, and then he comes up a little bit later and he goes, "Have you ever heard the fable of the paper rose?" And he's got these little pieces of napkins in his hand, or napkin rose, something like that. He's making these little roses, and he hands them to our wives, and he says, "They say when you smell the paper rose, if it smells like a real rose, then you are a true princess." And sure, they went and smelled it, and they go, "It smelled just like roses." It was so crazy. It was pre-scented and stuff, but it was this little detail, right? It's such a stupid detail, but it was this little detail.
Drinks were flowing, it sounds like.
Oh,
we only had the one drink there.
There.
Anyway,
keyword.
There. It was so good. So definitely give it a try next time y'all are there.
Yeah,
Love
it's a
it.
good one.
All right. So those are some of our
boardwalk
recommendations.
Drink crawl.
Oh, we should do that at some point. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. We had the kids, we couldn't, but that's definitely a worthy spot. Yeah, you could do Ale and Compass. You could do Crew Cup Lounge. You could go over to Abracadabra and then end at Jelly Rolls. Ooh, that would be a fun night.
I'm down.
Corinne, you should skip the 4-park challenge and just
right into
do that
the
boardwalk crawl.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about the 4-park challenge on an upcoming episode and see how well it went. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Let's see.
What are your rules? Are you going to have to ride a ride?
Yes,
and
we have
eat
to
a food?
ride a ride and eat a snacky snack, and I think that's it. We got
no pictures with a character.
No,
that would kill your time.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even do that on a regular trip.
Yeah, we. Oh my gosh, we were debating whether or not we should get Memory Maker, because we don't always get Memory Maker because we go so often. We're like, so we ended up getting it this time with because my niece and nephew there, it's their first time going, and it was the right move.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, our pictures turned out so good, and like there were
I
like these
saw a
really
lot of
great photo opportunities beyond just the normal photo opportunities, like in Galaxy's Edge. There's a
You had
guy
a
who
lot of
did like a
magic
10-minute,
shots.
and like
Yeah,
but like a
we did that.
10-minute pose with us, or 10-minute session. It seemed it was so great.
In
We
front
had
of the Falcon, right?
no, in front of Kylo's ship is where he was.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, which was great. Anyway, on that note, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. I'd like to thank you for listening all the way through with us. These are some of our personal favorite sleeper restaurants, underrated restaurants, or lounges at Walt Disney World. We would love to know what your favorite underrated restaurant is and where you would like to go on your next trip. Additionally, if you enjoyed this episode or any other episode, maybe one with Megan or Dana, who knows what your favorite episode is, we would love a like and subscribe or a 5-star review wherever you find your podcast. Additionally, if you would like to join in on the conversation, you can head over to Facebook, do a search for the Where We Roam podcast, and join the conversation. Thank you so much, and we will see you real soon. Bye-bye.